There's a cold that seeps deeper than any winter chill, the cold of a heart trying to mend after love has left. I, Emma, found myself trapped in such frost after a decade-long marriage crumbled like a house of cards. Yet, just as snow covers old scars and reveals a fresh canvas, the attic of our old home whispered promises of long-forgotten memories. But what I stumbled upon wasn't just remnants of the past. There were hints, whispers of secrets my husband might have harbored. The discovery of an innocent child's drawing, coupled with an unfamiliar address, set me on an unexpected journey that Christmas Eve. Would the road lead me to answers or deeper into a maze of confounding questions? Journey with me through a tale of Christmases past, where each revelation brings new questions, and every answer redefines what family, love, and trust truly mean. Dive into a story that blends the melancholy of memories with the hopeful heartbeat of new beginnings. So, my name is Emma, and this is my story. The snow-laden streets were a stark reminder of the times I had cherished most, the Christmas season, a time when everything seemed magical and every moment was filled with laughter. But this year, the joyous festival felt like a cruel joke. 10 years of togetherness, of building traditions, decorating the tree, and sharing gifts were now mere memories. I can't do this, I whispered to myself as I paced around my living room. Everywhere I looked, there were remnants of our love. From the half-assembled Christmas tree, our project left undone, to the untouched ornaments that we had collected over the years. Each item was a cruel reminder of the gaping hole in my heart. I remembered our last argument. I could still feel the sting of his words, the cold detachment in his eyes when he'd said, "Emma, I don't want children. I've never wanted them." I recalled the countless nights I'd cried, wondering why the universe had played such a cruel trick on me. Why had it bound me to a man who couldn't share my dream of having a family? Shaking the painful memories away, I decided to divert my attention. The attic, I thought. I hadn't been up there in years. Maybe rummaging through old belongings would distract me, give me a respite, even if for a few hours. With each step up the old wooden staircase, I felt the weight of my emotions getting heavier. The attic was dimly lit, the weak winter sun seeping through a small window. Dust hung in the air, dancing with the rays of light, a testament to the long time that had passed since anyone had visited this space. As I shuffled through old boxes, yearbooks, and forgotten memorabilia, my eyes landed on a familiar box. Its ornate design and meticulous wrapping were hard to forget. This was our box, the box where we kept all the gifts we'd exchanged over the years. Hesitating for a moment, I pondered whether opening it was a good idea, but something compelled me to reach out and lift the lid. Inside, memories came flooding back. There was the leather journal I'd gifted him on our first anniversary, the engraved pen I'd bought on our trip to Venice. And then, there were the gifts he'd given me, the silver locket, the beautiful hand-painted scarf, the numerous letters filled with promises and dreams. But what caught my eye was a sealed envelope, addressed to me but never given. My hands trembled as I picked it up. The weight of the envelope suggested there was more than just a letter inside. My heart raced. Why had he never given it to me? What secrets did it hold? I decided to read the letter later, when I was more composed. For now, I continued to immerse myself in the memories, the emotions, the raw pain, and the unfulfilled dreams. Hours seemed to have passed when I finally descended from the attic. I felt drained, but oddly cathartic. The letter was now burning a hole in my pocket. My curiosity piqued. Tonight, I'd unravel its mysteries. Little did I know that it would change everything. The setting sun cast a golden hue over my room. I sat on my bed, the envelope in my hand. What could it be? I pondered. I carefully opened it, and as I did, an old photograph slipped out, showing us from our early days, laughing and carefree. The note accompanying it read, "Emma, I know we've been through tough times, and our dreams have always been different, but every time I look at this picture, I'm reminded of our love. And while I might not want children, I've always wanted you. I hope you understand someday. Merry Christmas." The words struck me like a bolt of lightning. Tears welled up in my eyes, and I felt a tidal wave of emotions. Maybe there was more to our story than just unfulfilled dreams. Maybe, just maybe, our love story deserved another chance. The picture was quaint, drawn in crayons with the innocent imperfections only a child could render. A little figure with outstretched arms, standing beneath a radiant sun, with scribbled green grass at their feet. The words, "For your favorite daddy," stood out in a bold, childish scrawl. The innocent drawing held an implication that was impossible to ignore. My heart raced, thoughts spiraling. He never wanted children, or at least that's what he told me, I whispered to myself. My mind kept repeating those words as if they were some kind of incantation that would magically explain everything. But there it was, in black and white, undeniable evidence that he'd kept a monumental secret from me. Rummaging through the box with increasing desperation, I tried to find anything else, any other clue that might shed light on this mystery. Among the memories, tokens of love, and souvenirs of travels, the white envelope with the child's drawing stood out starkly. It bore an address in another state. A sense of realization dawned on me. He frequently traveled there for business, I murmured to myself, my voice dripping with a mix of disbelief and sorrow. The pieces of the puzzle started to fit together, yet they painted a picture so contrary to the man I thought I knew. Shaking and nearly out of breath, I did what I think anyone would do when confronted with such a revelation. I Googled the address. The search results showed a quiet suburban neighborhood. I could even see the house using the map's street view, a lovely little cottage with a fenced backyard and toys scattered around. The impulse to get answers was overwhelming. Within hours, I found myself packing a small bag and booking a ticket to the neighboring state. The 4-hour train journey gave me ample time to think, to doubt, and to fear. What am I even expecting? I questioned myself. Am I prepared for the truth, whatever it might be? Arriving in the town, I checked into a small bed and breakfast, taking time to compose myself. Looking in the mirror, I hardly recognized the woman staring back. My eyes were heavy with questions, my face etched with anxiety. The early morning was silent, save for the occasional rustling of leaves and the distant jingles of Christmas carols. The light snowfall lent a serene beauty to the surroundings. The quaint house, glowing softly in the muted light, stood in contrast to the swirling emotions in my heart. I had been parked across the street for hours now, my hands gripping the steering wheel, lost in a whirlwind of thoughts. The once inviting home now bore a sense of trepidation. The sight of children's toys in the garden made my heart clench. Every moment felt like an eternity, every breath heavy with anticipation. Drawing up all the courage I could muster, I decided it was time. With hesitant steps, I approached the door, and before I could overthink, I pressed the doorbell. The chime sounded eerily loud in the morning silence. It wasn't long before the door creaked open to reveal a young boy with wide, curious eyes, his dark hair a mirror image of my ex-husband's. He looked up at me, innocent and puzzled. "Hi," I began, trying to keep my voice calm. "I'm looking for your mother. Is she home?" Before he could reply, a young woman appeared behind him. Her surprised eyes locked onto mine. "Can I help you?" she asked, hesitance evident in her voice. "I think you can," I replied, my voice quivering. "I found this," holding up the drawing, "among my ex-husband's things." She paled, her eyes filled with a mix of fear and understanding. "You better come in," she whispered, opening the door wider. As I stepped inside, I couldn't help but wonder if I was ready for the answers that awaited me. We sat in her cozy living room, a warm fire flickering in the fireplace. The aroma of baking cookies filled the air. Her name was Clara. As the evening wore on, she unveiled their story. My ex-husband had been a part of her life for years. Their affair, though passionate, was always shadowed by secrecy. When she got pregnant, he felt trapped and fled, leaving her to fend for herself and the baby. Listening to Clara, I realized the profound loneliness and challenges she had faced. Our shared heartaches and betrayals drew us closer. We laughed, cried, and vented. We spoke of dreams crushed and promises broken. In that intimate sharing, an idea bloomed. "Why don't we spend Christmas together?" Clara suggested. After all, we're both alone, and isn't Christmas about love and unity? I nodded in agreement. The idea was comforting. Perhaps, in the company of someone who understood my pain, I could find solace and start healing. The night turned into day, and Christmas dawned bright and hopeful. Clara, her son Liam, and I spent the day in joyous celebration, forging new traditions and creating fresh memories. There was laughter, delicious food, and the love that only true understanding can bring. Months turned into years. The bond that started that Christmas Eve grew stronger. Clara became more than just a friend. She was family, and as for me, life took a turn for the better. I met Daniel, a kind-hearted man who shared my dreams of a family and children. Together, we embarked on a journey of love and understanding. Looking back, I realized that while one door had closed, another had opened, offering hope, love, and a promise of a brighter tomorrow. The pain of the past became a stepping stone to a future filled with love and contentment.